God. What?
That's a long path.
Hitting that creek channel that's coming out going on the road. That's where they at. I don't need a boat. All right, people, Catfish Dave here. Title of this video is Trophycatqueen Part 2. Anyway, it's a work night for me, so we ain't gonna pull a real long one here. Got sidetracked by a little bit of vehicle issues, so we're only gonna get to fish the last part of the day. It is high pressure. Last time we were here, the water was up to the butt of my rods, and now you can see it's way out there. So, the fact I did get a hold of what I thought was a pretty good sized flathead last time I was here that came off, and she actually had a good hookup on something that came off. We are going to try it again. It is still very high water, even though it has receded. It's muddy. The main river current is raging. Fish can come in here and find refuge out of that. So we're going to give this spot a little while. Name of this place is Poland Creek Campground. They open in the spring, they close around the end of fall. Backwater creek system. Typically the only time I would really like to fish here for a possible big fish would be in the winter time when it's flooded like now, or maybe in the spring right before they get ready to go on the nest. They'll come up and look for holes and stuff in here, nested sites. Last time here it was so windy, had a hard time setting hook on fish. It was just blowing this huge bow in my line. It's nice and calm tonight. Lines are nice and tight. The only problem is it's high pressure, 30.48 last time I checked, which absolutely sucks. Fish might not be that hungry, but they ain't dead, so I got to cut bait for them in case they want to get fed. Also got a Trophycatqueen in this video, only she's over there sidetracked fishing for whatever will bite.
Me sidetracked? No, never.
Trophy cat! He ain't no giant, but it ain't no junk, because it ain't no skunk. And she got her little flathead. That's actually why I come in here. because I sensed with this flooding creek, she would have a shot at a flathead. I caught a flathead in one of my videos out here that I made a couple days previous. I said we got to stop by and get some very fresh shad because I had day-old shad. I said the flatheads prefer the fresh shad. We set up out here and she got her little flathead. So got her a little photo there. It's living in South Dakota. There's no telling how long it's been since she's caught a flathead.
Too long.
Woo! And we eating steak again. Last night it was T-bone, this night it's ribeye. In the last two videos, I've been the one reeling down and actually setting the hook on the fish. Two reasons for that. The first day she was here, I was even having a hard time setting the hook on the fish because of the extreme wind. But another reason is she's never used gear like mine. She's used to using braid, and it's much easier to set a hook with braid because of the no stretch. So her, with 80 yards of mono out and a bow in the line, I'm not confident she would have really been able to set the hook, not being used to that stretch in that mono, that kind of distance. And she's not used to using my reels. My reels are non-level wind Daiwa reels. And basically she got here, we've had very short notice to fish, and if we would have had time, I would have stuck her Abu reels with braid on my surf rods, and then she'd be doing it all. But short notice, I wanted her to at least get a hook up, so that's why y'all see me setting the hooks. She's just not used to these rigs. On her pulse she can do it no problem. She's a bad, excuse me, I can't cuss on YouTube. She's a great fisherman, trust me. Just not used to my gear. She cooks a mean steak too. She said it was good, so we got 5 cans. Some stuff called peace tea, razzleberry. Ain't bad. Fish number 2. If y'all keep wondering why I gotta go get her every time we got a bite, it's because she's doing all kind of stuff. She's got these ice rods over here plucked in the water, and so she's got worms stuck out over there for something on these little ice rods. She got her little channel cut, but then I go over to see what she's doing. You know.
Look at his eyes. Look at that eye. Then look at that eye.
Yep. I gotta see what she's doing, and she's over there tying jigs, man. She's got this big old container full of epoxy and hooks and all these different color powders. And she's got this lap full of stuff, basically tying jigs in the seat of her truck when it's half dark with all these lines in the water. She's just a fishing machine. I mean, what we got going on here ain't what's going on out here. So she's tying all these funky concoctions that I don't necessarily use.
You got your blinged out ones that change colors depending on the water temperature, and then crystal ones, and sparkly ones. I don't know. They get fish though, like that little one. That was on the blinged out one.
Yeah, she hooked another fish on one while I was throwing a net before we come here. She's out there with this little ice rod and this jig over there hooking fish while I'm trying to catch bait. But this girl is just like preoccupied with 50 different things all to do with fishing at the same time. Me, I throw my cut baits and I sit. I gotta see what she's doing, man. She's got this lap full of jigs and epoxies and powders and glow-in-the-dark powders and all kind of stuff going on. And she's making this stuff while she's fishing. Got rods everywhere all over the bank here. But she's definitely a true fisherman, probably more so than I am, because I'm too lazy for all that.
No, they just like the ones that sparkle, you know? And I don't blame them.
But now those, if you lived in my area, you could make your own skipjack jigs, because that's pretty much what I use for skipjack, those type of jigs. And you know, tie your little hair or feather on it, put you some glitter on it. Skipjack love that sort of stuff.
You see how it's white?
Mm-hmm.
That's black.
Yeah, she's making these jigs that change color with temperature changes. And I guess it's got something to do with the ice fishing and stuff. Certain things for when the water temperature drops, it'll automatically change to a color that fish typically prefer in those water temperatures. Pretty cool stuff.
At least the color I prefer. I don't
or at least the color she prefers. Either way, that's some pretty cool stuff. I've never even heard of this stuff, just being a catfisherman, you know. Jigs that change color with temperature, and she's making them herself.
I don't think that's a real thing yet.
It's not?
I've never seen them in a store, but
Okay.
I bought the powder and...
Well, she's doing it herself then.
Yeah.
She's making jigs that change color with water temperature. So, people that see it, just a pretty girl out there on the Facebook pages or whatever posing with fish, a lot of them are just these girls that go out with their boyfriends or whatever, and he's doing 90% of the work. She's the fisherman. She's more of a fisherman than I am, you know. I'm a catfish dude, but this girl's just total fisherman. She's got a million things going on at one time here. Come on. Woo, jeez. That was a striper that done that. We're out here picking stuff up, getting ready to go, and I heard one break just about 30 seconds ago. Picked it up and spit it. Alright people, it's been a long 2 days. It's kind of been a long weekend for me and her both. I went to the Catfish conference. That was 8 hours round trip, come back the same day. She came down the Catfish conference yesterday. We filmed a video and she busted a brake line, so she was going to go to Florida to see some folks. I couldn't let her go with a busted brake line. I knew some good old boys in Kodak, Tennessee that could hook her right up with some brake lines. So we spent most of the day. It was a 6-hour job because they had to remove some other brake lines. It was all corroded up.
I didn't just bust a brake line. I blew them up and then it blew up again. I guess it was a mess.
Yeah. So anyway, we got that straightened out, and it was just about dark before we got packed up and got down here. Got on a little bit of a dark bite. She's seen a blue, she's seen a flathead. We missed a possible striper there, but basically we've known each other for a while. I finally got to fish with her. I got to know her a little bit, and she's just a lot more than a girl that just puts pictures on the Facebook. So she's got a lot. Her truck looks like mine. It's just stacked full of fishing gear and rods and reels, and she's got like this kayak float thing tied to the top and oars, and she's got all kind of stuff going on. Jigs, she's making jigs inside her truck. This girl's even more of a fisherman than I am, you know what I mean? She's like a total fisherman. I'm a cat fisherman. We got together, and it's been a pretty good old time. By being around her a couple of days, I've got a lot of respect for her. She's got a brain in her head. So I guess I was going to title this video Trophycatqueen Part 2, but instead I'm going to title it Trophycatqueen, the Fishing Machine. So anyway, this is another Catfish Day video, and you can look her up on Facebook under Trophycatqueen, and she has an Instagram, follow her there as well. Signing out.